this is Jodi. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you my card kit in the mail for January 2017. And my card kit this month features the new stamp set Lift Me Up that's in the Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. And it's part of a bundle with the Up and Away Thinlits dies. So as with many Stampin' Up! Products, you can purchase the stamp set and Thinlits together and save 10%. So that's what I would suggest for this one because you're really going to like the Thinlits and how they coordinate with the stamp sets. So save 10% and get the bundle. Also, during Sale-a-Bration, you get to choose a free item from the Sale-a-Bration brochure with every $50 that you order. And this designer paper right here, Carried Away, coordinates with that stamp set. So on the cards I'm going to show you, you'll see a lot of these different patterns. So my card kit has 5 different cards, and I'm going to pull each one in here and just show you a little bit. This one is pretty straightforward. What's nice about this one, it's got some different pieces. Let me pull that catalog back in. With the Thinlits here, you can put some of these different, like there's the little note or the thank you. Down here, there's also then this love heart, and that's what I used with the framelit on the card right here. And then just a little strip of designer paper. There's lots of different greetings in the stamp set. It's a fun font and just quite a variety here. So this is the first card in my card kit. This is the next one. This one's just some pretty basic stamping with the watermelon, wonder, and the peekaboo peach. And then I use the scallop and regular oval framelits on this one with a little bit of ribbon. The third card is this one here, again with some designer paper. This one you can tell is cut out with one of the framelits. And then just that little bit of silver glimmer on this one sets it off. Now on the next one, I wanted to show you a little bit that might not be so obvious on here. You can see that foil paper on there and the way it reflects the light. So what I want to show you quickly is I've used the precision plate to cut the foil paper with this particular Thinlit. And then what I want to do is pull in the die brush. This is really, really helpful for these intricate dies like this. So when you order the die brush, you get the actual brush, you get this foam piece, and then I just used one of the boxes from our wood mount stamps, you know, the photopolymer, just the full size stamp boxes to hold that. And then I just run the brush right over, usually go in different directions, and then it just pops right out. The reason I do it in this little box is because it just contains the mess a little bit, and then I can just go like this, use my fingernail or use a paper piercing tool and get those extra few that might not come out with the brush. So set that aside. So what I did on this card, again, you can see underneath the silver foil, it's a little bit of a faded look. So I didn't want to just stick white underneath there. And I also didn't really care for it with the solid Peekaboo Peach cardstock. So, you know, you can see the difference there in just the look that it gives. So what I did is I took this white one, and I guess I should back up. How I got this, there's not like a big balloon framelit that's this size. So what I do is when I cut this one out using this really detailed Thinlit here, I take this and just trace it onto the piece of Whisper White cardstock, and then I cut just inside my traced line, and that gives me the shape that I need. So what I did for this one then is took my Peekaboo Peach ink pad and just kind of held on up here and just dragged the ink across. So you can do that, you know, in different directions to go all the way across, however you want to do it, and it's going to look different each time. But as I pull this one back in, you can see that that's the look that it has underneath. So it's not going to be this solid peach cardstock, but it's just a little bit more of a variety with the ink on the white cardstock. So that's what I did for this one. So these 4 cards that I just shown you are what you get the supplies for when you do a $40 order using the host code that you see on your screen right now. So you go to my website and you place a $40 order and you will get all the supplies to make these 4 cards. Now when you order, you're going to want the Watermelon Wonder ink, the Night of Navy ink, Mint Macaron ink, and then the Peekaboo Peach. So you want those 4 ink pads. The other thing you're going to use on these projects is the fine tip glue pen. So you're going to want to make sure you have that. So you can order those supplies along with the stamp set and thinlits if you want to bundle that. You can order those supplies, or you can order anything you might want. You may have some of those ink pads already, so you can order whatever you want to get you to that $40. When you have the $40 with the host code, then you get all these supplies in the mail. Now, I do a little bonus with the $75 order, and this is the bonus card for this month. So I want to just show you a little bit about how I got that varied look. So some of the thinlits are these shapes, and it might not be really obvious what this is for until it's pointed out. So you've got all these different shapes as well as this detailed one. And there's other ones, of course, that come in it, but I just want to point these out and how I made this balloon. So what I'm going to do is just kind of set next to this what, excuse me, what I did here. So I've got these pieces, turn that one around, and then the little peach one at the bottom. So when I push them all together, you can see how it makes a balloon. So these dies here are what gives you this over here. So I'll get those out of the way. So you can imagine, you can use solid cardstock like this. You could use patterned designer paper, whatever you want to do. Now you could do that same thing that I showed here, where you just trace and cut out slightly smaller. The other thing you can do in one like this, where you're just piecing those together, this is just a 2-inch circle. So I'm just going to cover it with my regular snail adhesive, and then just add, let me do a little bit more right at the top. Just add these pieces right across. So it's just going to kind of give a base for these different pieces that I'm fitting together. So it doesn't really matter if they're exactly centered on here, because it's not going to be obvious that there's even anything underneath it. So I'll just fit these on here. And then you'll use that fine tip glue pen again, put it on the back of here, and this will then go over it like that. So it's just an easy way to fit those pieces together if you didn't want to trace the balloon and cut that out. Either way is fine. So then the last little thing I did on here was add the enamel shapes, and this is popped up with dimensional. So this again is the bonus card. So with the $40 order using the host code, you get the supplies for the first 4 cards I showed you, and then the $75 order also includes supplies for this bonus card. And keep in mind, during Sale-a-Bration, you can choose anything out of here, whether you want the coordinating designer paper or any of the other 11 products. With a $50 order, you get to choose one of these, and that's for every 50 too. So keep that in mind as you place your order. So if you would rather come over here to my stamp room and make these cards with me in person, you can make all 5 of these cards at a class that I'm having on Thursday, January 12th at 6:30 p.m. or Friday, January 13th at 9:30 p.m. You make all 5 cards, and that is free with a $40 minimum order. So I would love to have you either participate in my free card kit in the mail or join me at class. And if you do participate with the free card kit in the mail, just make sure that you place that order by January 15th using the host code that you see on your screen. And also, if you do not have a demonstrator and you're interested in receiving either the Occasions catalog and or the Sale-a-Bration brochure, please contact me and I'd be happy to send those out to you. Thanks so much for watching.
For daily creative inspiration or to place an order, visit my blog. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.